Hello everyone. Today we shall look into databases. I would like to explain you about the system databases initially. Once we connect with the SQL server, you could see this is my SQL server name, and as I click on connect, you'll be connected, and you could click on new query and open this query window. Okay, once you click on this query window, you'll be able to see an empty screen like this. Okay, and here, in order to comment out, you could put two doubles dashes and then you could comment it out. If you want to write query, you need not use this double dashes. I'll close this for now. Okay, and here I would like to show you how to create the databases, how to rename the databases, how to execute using stored procedure, and also how to drop the database. Before discussing about the creation of databases, let us see what are system-based databases. Here there are four system-based databases if you could see in this object explorer, which is master, model, MSDB, and tempdb database. Master database, it records all the system level information for instance of SQL server. See, with respect to system level data which is applicable for like, particular instance of SQL server, all the information would be contained in master database. It is quite important, so we never touch the system databases. Second one is model database. It is used as a template for all databases which is created in an instance of SQL server, and also whatever the modifications that we do to the model database, like database size or collation or recovery model, all these database options are applied to the databases which are created afterward. Third one is MSDB database, which is used by SQL server agent for scheduling alerts and jobs. And fourth one is tempdb database, which is a workspace which is holding the temporary objects or immediate results. Okay, this is a temporary database, which holds the temporary objects or intermediate result sets. Let us see how to create a database. Okay, here once we right click on the database, here you could click on new database and click on we can create the new database. Let us give a sample name as sample database, sample db, and just click ok. Now you will be able to see that my sample db is created over here in the below where and under the section of databases. If you want to if you want to create in this in a form of query, I'll write a query here. The syntax is create database name. So I'll create a database, create database. Let us assume that sample db1 is my database name. I'll select this and click on execute over here. As you could see that commands completed successfully. Then once you refresh over here, you could you can click on databases, right click, and then refresh. You could see that my sample db1 is now appearing. And suppose that you want to see all the databases which are appearing in the which are present in the databases. What you could do is you could select name from master.sys.databases. So this query, it would help me. Once I select and run, you could see that I could see all my temporary databases as well as my databases which are created. Okay, this is how we could see the databases which are present in the SQL server. Suppose that I want to rename this database sample db to database 2. What I could do is I could right click on it and rename. Okay, and let us rename it as sample db2. Okay, I renamed it as sample db2. This is by right clicking on it and doing it manually. Here suppose that I want to rename it using query. I could write alter database, the old name of the database was suppose that now now I'll modify the db1 to db3. Okay, so the old name is sample db1, modify name, new name is sample db3. I'll select this and execute it. You could see that my database name is changed. Once I refresh, but you could click on databases and right click and refresh. You could see that my sample db1 name is now changed to db3. We could also rename by using the stored procedure, which is a system based stored procedure. The query for it is, we can write execute sp. These are already pre-built stored procedures which could help us in doing quick actions. So we have this rename db stored procedure which could help us in renaming it. Suppose that I am trying to change sample db2 to sample db4. I'll write old name as sample db2 and put a comma beside it, and then give the sample new sample name, new sample, it is db3. I'll I have written the stored procedure. I'll execute it. As soon as I execute, you could see that sample db3 already exists, so I'll change it to 4. I'll select this and execute it. You could see that now sample 4 has been created. I'll click on databases and right click and refresh. You could see that my sample db2 is now renamed as sample db4. This is how you could rename, alter, create the database, and you could also see all the databases which are present in the SQL server. Suppose that I want to drop this sample db3, I could right click on it and just click on delete. You can just see the information and you could click on OK. Your database would be deleted. Suppose that I want to write query for it. I'll write drop database and write the database name as sample db4. Okay, once I select it and execute it, you could see that my database has been removed. Once I click on databases and refresh, now you are not able to see any database which has been created. So this is how we create the database and make the changes required. Thank you for watching, and we shall meet in the next video.